Hello and welcome to the 2020 Specialty Crop Block Grant Program Workshop. Today's presentation will cover an overview of the entire grant solicitation process, a guide to the questions you must answer to submit a concept proposal, a look at the outcome measures, and a walkthrough of the online submittal tool, which we refer to as FAST. In order to maintain the integrity of the competitive process, all questions asked in the workshops and webinars will be recorded and incorporated into the weekly questions and answers documents that are posted to the website. I want to start off by saying that the request for concept proposals, referred to as the RFCP, is a required reading. What we are covering here today is discussed in greater detail in the RFCP. This slide lists components contained in the RFCP, including information about the program, the time frame, how to apply, and more. The purpose of the Specialty Crop Block Grant Program, also referred to as SCBGP, is to enhance the competitiveness of California specialty crops. This means your project must pertain to issues affecting the specialty crop industry and must focus on specialty crops. For a project to be allowable under this program, the proposal must clearly demonstrate that all activities and costs benefit the industry rather than directly benefit or provide a profit to a single organization, institution, or individual. This year, there are some changes for the 2020 program. Funding Area 1 has changed from California Grown Promotion to Grown in California. This change was made based on public comments in acknowledgement that promotion projects may not have the reach to incorporate the statewide California Grown identity. This allows for more opportunities to develop local and regional markets that were present but not obvious under the former title. Funding Area 2 has changed from Training and Education to Access, Education, and Training. Access to nutritious specialty crops is an important issue locally and at the state and federal levels. Program priorities around access have been incorporated into the nutrition funding category for a number of years, and the change in the funding area language is intended to emphasize access as equally important to nutrition education and training. Category A was changed to Healthy Specialty Crops for All Californians. This was to better align the category with Governor Newsom's California for All vision and build upon the emphasis on California as a concept for this program in a way that it is already present in the market enhancement funding area. A new program priority was also added to this category, and this was with the hopes of soliciting projects to help connect school nutrition directors and farmers to maximize California-grown specialty crops being purchased and incorporated in school meals. Additionally, this was to develop effective tools to assist farmers in how to be a good partner to school districts to help get more California-grown food into schools. In Research Category A, Environmental Stewardship and Conservation, there were minor changes to better distinguish between mitigation and adaptation to climate change. These changes were made based on the feedback from members of the Technical Review Committee for this funding category. This year, USDA has removed the word solely from the Specialty Crop Block Grant Program. Removal of the word does not change the program. The removal acknowledges that projects can have ancillary benefits for non-specialty crops while primarily benefiting specialty crops. Non-specialty crops still cannot be the primary beneficiary of projects. An example of this would be a project which researches the benefits of cover crops for specialty crop farmers. The project primarily enhances the competitiveness of specialty crops, but also has some ancillary benefits for the farmer and the cover crops. CDFA has added the additional assistance for historically underrepresented organizations category. The first funding category is supporting beginning and socially disadvantaged specialty crop farmers. The priorities build on the equipping category, but are designed to specifically address the challenges of California's beginning and socially disadvantaged specialty crop farmers. The second funding category is improving specialty crop nutrition education and access for all Californians. The priorities build on the healthy specialty crops category, but are designed specifically to assist California's underserved communities. The program priorities under these categories were developed in partnership with CDFA's Farm Equity Advisor. More information about the additional assistance category will be given later in this presentation. So, what are specialty crops? Specialty crops are defined as fruits, including dried fruits, vegetables, and tree nuts, culinary and medicinal herbs and spices, and nursery, floriculture, and horticulture crops. Funds must not benefit non-specialty crops such as dairy, livestock, or other ineligible commodities. Note that cannabis is not a specialty crop. There is a list of eligible and ineligible commodities on USDA's website. The list is not intended to be all-inclusive, but rather to give examples of the most common specialty crops. If there is a commodity you are questioning that is not on the list, please send us an email and we will be happy to clarify that for you. This is how the funding works for the program. USDA receives funding from the Farm Bill, and then approved funding goes to CDFA. CDFA then subawards funds to recipients. In 2019, CDFA received approximately $22 million. Expecting roughly the same amount this year, CDFA will award grant funds to projects ranging from $50,000 to $450,000. This does not apply to the additional assistance for historically underrepresented organizations. This will be covered later in the presentation. And please note that CDFA reserves the right to offer an award amount less than the amount requested. The grant duration is 2 years, 6 months, beginning November 1st, 2020, and ending April 30th, 2023. To give you an idea regarding the program's competitiveness, historically, CDFA has funded approximately 23% of proposals submitted. Eligible entities include nonprofit and for-profit organizations, local, state, federal, and tribal government entities, public and private colleges and universities. Importantly, individuals may not apply. An individual is someone submitting applications on their own behalf rather than as a representative of an organization or institution. If you are an individual and you have an idea for a project, we encourage you to partner with one of these organizations. The solicitation process is a two-phase process. In phase one, applicants submit concept proposals for their projects. They get reviewed, and then successful applicants are invited to participate in phase two, submission of a grant proposal. In phase two, applicants submit a more detailed description of their projects. CDFA will advise all applicants whether or not they are invited to submit a grant proposal. For applicants invited back, the feedback from CDFA and the Technical Review Committee will be available in FAST. And this is to assist in preparation of the grant proposal. For all other applicants, feedback will be provided within 60 days. Successful grant proposals will be submitted to USDA for review. And once USDA announces awards, we notify both the successful and unsuccessful applicants. Feedback will be provided in FAST for the unsuccessful applicants, and grant agreements will be initiated for those applicants that are awarded funds. Concept proposal and grant proposals undergo two levels of review: the administrative review and the technical review. The administrative review is an internal review conducted by CDFA to verify proposal completeness and eligibility requirements in accordance with program guidelines. That is, were the questions answered? Was the correct budget template attached? The technical review is an external review conducted by a committee comprised of growers, representatives, and professionals from the industry. The technical review committee members use their expertise to evaluate proposals based on individual merit. That is a proposed project a priority for the specialty crop industry? And what is the proposal's likelihood for success? The press release soliciting technical reviewers is accessible on CDFA's SCBGP grants website. We encourage those who are interested in participating as a technical reviewer to let us know. If you have questions about the review process, please email us at grants@cdfa.ca.gov. The solicitation timeline can be found in the RFCP. Please note that concept proposals are due Friday, October 18th, 2019 at 5 p.m. Pacific Time. You will be notified in January whether or not you are invited to submit a grant proposal. Applicants have approximately 1 month to submit grant proposals. The Technical Review Committee has about the same amount of time to review grant proposals and submit recommendations to CDFA, which will be presented at a public meeting in March. CDFA will then submit proposal recommendations to USDA in May. Therefore, USDA has the final say regarding what projects receive funding. We anticipate announcing and awarding funds in the fall of 2020. Let's look at the funding areas and categories. There are 3 funding areas of the SCBGP: market enhancement, access, education and training, and research. Within each funding area, there are specific funding categories. Each applicant must select the funding category for which their project is most appropriate. Within each funding category, there are a number of program priorities listed. Your project must address at least one of the program priorities listed under the chosen funding category. For example, if you choose Research Category A, you will need to choose program priorities within Research Category A. The program priorities are listed on the upcoming slides and are provided in the RFCP. This year, CDFA will award funds to the Additional Assistance for Historically Underrepresented Organizations program, which will be discussed in the next few slides. Under Market Enhancement Category A, we have Grown in California. Projects submitted in this category should enhance the marketability and long-term competitiveness of specialty crops by leveraging the unique qualities of specialty crops grown in California. This is to highlight the unique qualities and characteristics of specialty crops because they are grown in California. There are 6 program priorities within this funding category. Please read each program priority carefully to determine which program priority or priorities is appropriate for your project. Next, we have Funding Area 2, Access, Education, and Training. Category A is Healthy Specialty Crops for All Californians. Projects submitted in this category should improve access to and consumption of specialty crops in underserved communities and/or improve the public's knowledge and understanding of specialty crop agriculture and its beneficial importance to the health and well-being of all Californians. There are 6 program priorities in this category. Access, Education, and Training Category B is equipping current and next generation specialty crop farmers. Projects here should benefit current and future specialty crop farmers through education and training or development of automation or mechanization methods to enhance the productive potential of the available labor force. There are 6 program priorities in this category. Funding Area 3, Research Category A, is Environmental Stewardship and Conservation. Projects submitted to this category should address specialty crop agriculture's potential to mitigate and/or adapt to climate change, contribute to conservation of agricultural land and water, and/or enhance soil health. Note that there are 5 program priorities. Research Category B is Plant Health and Pest Management. Projects submitted to this category should address pests and diseases that affect the production of California specialty crops. There are 4 program priorities in this category. Lastly, for Research Category C, Food Safety, CDFA partners with the Center for Produce Safety to utilize the technical expertise of their grant reviewers in the area of food safety. The Center for Produce Safety contact information is provided in the RFCP for those that are interested in submitting a food safety proposal. The Center for Produce Safety releases a separate solicitation, conducts a technical review, and then submits recommendations to CDFA. The deadline to submit a preliminary food safety proposal is Tuesday, November 12th, 2019 at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Please visit their website for more information. This year, CDFA will award funds for additional assistance for historically underrepresented organizations. The intent of this program is to provide a process through which organizations that have been historically underrepresented in the SCBGP can participate. Please note that only nonprofit organizations and tribal governments that have not previously received SCBGP funding can apply. Applicants to this program will complete the same questionnaire and attachments as all other funding areas. Concept proposals selected for advancement under this process will receive assistance from CDFA to develop a full proposal for submission to USDA. Proposals must meet at least one of the following criteria: support beginning and socially disadvantaged farmers, including urban farmers, and/or increase access to specialty crops or provide nutrition education in underserved communities throughout California. Here are some additional requirements. Individuals, for-profit organizations, local, state, and federal government entities, and public or private colleges and universities are not eligible to apply. Organizations that have submitted concept proposals under other funding categories for the 2020 SCBGP are not eligible to apply. It is not mandatory for a first-time applicant to apply to this program. However, applicants who do apply are not permitted to apply to any other funding category. Projects submitted to this program can only request funds between $50,000 and $100,000. Projects submitted to this program cannot have a time frame that exceeds 2 years. Applicants to this program may submit no more than one proposal. Category A is supporting beginning and socially disadvantaged specialty crop farmers. Projects in this category should benefit beginning and/or socially disadvantaged specialty crop farmers through education and training, and seek to ensure the viability of California specialty crops by investing in training for operators to address current and future challenges. There are 6 program priorities in this category. Next, Category B is improving specialty crop nutrition education and access for all Californians. Projects submitted to this category should improve the public's knowledge and understanding of specialty crop agriculture and its beneficial importance to the health and well-being of all Californians, and/or improve access to and consumption of specialty crops in underserved communities. There are 3 program priorities in this category. CDFA has partnered with the State Water Resources Control Board to host a web-based solicitation process. We refer to this application tool as FAST. All proposals must be submitted electronically using FAST. Feedback from the Technical Review Committee and CDFA will be made available in Pest. To complete the concept proposal application, you will need to provide the information that is listed on this slide. We will be discussing the elements of the concept proposal in detail in the next presentation. At this time, USDA has not provided CDFA or any other state Department of Agriculture with a request for application or terms and conditions for the 2020 RFCP. If necessary, CDFA will prepare and make available a supplement to the RFCP to advise applicants of any changes to the program upon receipt of USDA's request for application. CDFA and all applicants will be subject to the terms and conditions of USDA's request for applications and terms and conditions. Additionally, when developing your proposal and project budget, you will need to know what costs and activities are allowable and unallowable under this program. All organizations other than for-profits are subject to the administrative requirements and cost principles set forth in 2 CFR 200. For-profit organizations are subject to 48 CFR subpart 31.2. Within the RFCP, you will find links to additional information about these administrative requirements and cost principles. To help simplify this for you, we have also prepared the allowable and unallowable cost table to assist you in developing your concept proposal. Please be aware that any of the following may result in disqualification of a project proposal. Proposals from individual applicants, proposals from applicants with an active exclusion on the Federal System for Award Management, incomplete proposals including proposals with one or more unanswered question and or missing blank, unreadable, corrupt, or otherwise unusable attachments, proposals that include additional documentation of any kind to circumvent the character limitations within Pest, proposals that include activities outside the grant duration, proposals for less than the minimum award amount or more than the maximum award amount, proposals with unallowable costs or activities necessary to complete the project objectives, including indirect costs that exceed the limit set forth in this document, proposals with altered, amended, or replaced outcome measures, indicators, or sub-indicators, and proposals submitted to the Additional Assistance Program by organizations that are ineligible to apply. To maintain the integrity of the competitive process, questions and responses at workshops and webinars will become part of the question and answers document that will be posted to CDFA's website. We will conduct 3 rounds of question and answers. Please refer to the RFCP for a full schedule. And please note that the final deadline to submit questions is October 11th, 2019 by 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Here is a list of resources starting with CDFA. We have listed the CDFA website and email address to send your questions to. To ensure everyone has an equal opportunity to receive the same information, we request that your questions be in writing. We have also listed the website and phone number for the Center for Produce Safety. Additionally, the USDA Agricultural Marketing Service website is provided. There's a lot of great information you can find on their website regarding the SCBGP. However, if you try to contact the USDA, they will immediately refer you back to us. This concludes the presentation.